Welcome back to the fifth and final match in this MTGO competitive league. Currently 2-2. I've played against a lot of aggro and fast combo decks, which is not what this particular deck was built to beat. Well, aggro in particular. It was built to beat fast combo, and I did win there. Let's see here. Turn 1 play, Scavenging Ooze, and something else. A little land heavy for my like, but don't know what my opponent's on yet, so I will keep a more conservative hand. If my opponent's on burn, like they were last round, this hand would be pretty good. Tron. This hand is pretty terrible against Tron. This deck is actually has a winning percentage. I have one more than I've lost against Tron, but main board I have not fared too well against Tron. It's post board when I have access to all of my sideboard cards, which there are a lot of for Tron, that I actually excel. So if I can squeak out game one, I think I'd be in a very favorable position, but otherwise I have to win game 2 and 3, which is what I've been doing as my primary game plan against Tron. So I have too many dead cards against him game 1, like Fatal Push. This Tron deck even mainboards Graveyard Hate, which makes him even better against me. So if our opponent doesn't have the mine, they have the third piece, and if they drop something like a Worm Coil, I just can't beat that pre-board. Still thinking about that last match. It's been a little while since I've lost against Burn. But it happens. It's certainly a powerful deck. It's going to get you. I actually think Burn's only going to get better once Assassin's Trophy comes out. Because Assassin's Trophy is pretty bad against decks like Burn that can make use of the extra mana. So my options here are attack with Creeping Tar Pit to try and speed up my clock before they drop Karn next turn. Also give them a nice diverse group of threats that they might want to hit. I could just clue up Tracker and smash in and try to convince them to attack there. I could try and drop Tarmogoyf and maybe even Tasigur. Let's see if I can do that. 1, 2 for Tarmogoyf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd be one short to get both. Unless I did something crazy like Fatal Push my own Scooze. So in that case, my plan is definitely to drop Tarmogoyf. I think long term it's just me a better threat. So I am representing lethal on the kickback. So if my opponent does drop a Karn, this is an Ugin, I'm just dead. It's an Ulamog, I'm also pretty dead. Can I beat Ulamog? I don't think anyone can really beat Ulamog. That certainly helps in beating Ulamog. So I do have lethal. If they drop Karn and get rid of Tarmogoyf, I can't beat that. I was going to say I could plus Liliana, get rid of the Tasigur, and then eat the 2 creatures and swing for 4. Can't beat Wormcoil. I'm still putting up a fight here, just without my sideboard cards. But it's not looking good. Nope, that'll do it. Thought I had a chance, but my opponent's hand was really, really good. I thought I could definitely have beaten the Karn. Maybe have beaten the O-Stone in the Karn, but not O-Stone, Karn, Wormcoil after Ulamog. Alright, we'll go to game 2. And this is when I get better. Fulminator Mage, Countersquall, Surgical to maybe cheese my opponent out. Disdainful Stroke, which can hit some of the bigger things. Bad cards, Fatal Push, Scavenging Ooze, maybe even another one. Abrupt Decay is only really good at hitting an O-Stone or maybe an early map if my opponent makes a mistake. Dismember is pretty bad also. My opponent will be bringing in cards like Thragtusk, so I will have to play around those. I think that's good. The game plan here, what I'm looking for is a hand with turn 1 Noble and a turn 2 something else. Liliana or Fulminator preferably. This doesn't have that, but it does have turn 1 Noble with Countersquall and Thoughtseize. I don't like not playing Noble, but I like punishing my opponents for mulliganing. Put a card on the bottom. 1 land. That's what I was hoping would happen. Try to keep my opponent off balance as long as possible. It's not a great strategy here, simply because I don't actually have any threat to back it up. Next turn I'll probably be Snap Thoughtseizing, and then start swinging in with Snapcaster. Change of plans. This card is too good to not play. The card I was probably going to Snap Thoughtseize was probably going to be the card anyway, simply because it's something I can't beat. Now, next turn, my plan will be probably discarding whatever I draw, Snap Countersqualling their secondary issue. Yeah, still the play. I shouldn't have attacked. Oh, it's so in the mindset. Well, I faded a counter opportunity anyway, so that's good. Now my game plan here is to do what I said I was going to do last turn, and snap, Countersquall, whatever they end up playing. Perfect draw. Okay, so what I was going to do was play Fulminator Mage, plus Liliana, make them get rid of something, swing for 3, and then blow up one of their lands, probably the mine, just because. Knock them off enough mana so they can't utilize anything effectively, and then still have the Liliana ult for future turns. Same deck list, but now I'm on the draw. With a bad hand. Another bad hand. With another bad hand, but can't do much about that. I do need land, so my hope here is that my opponent stumbles a little bit because I have a bit of a slow hand myself. And that I curve into 3 lands and a Fulminator, or 3 lands and a Liliana. You can definitely see I'm much better equipped to deal with Tron post-board, once I get rid of the bad cards and bring in powerful effects. Okay, that's a good sign. So as long as my opponent whiffs on a land here, if they drop the map, I can blow it up. Either way, I'll be blowing up that relic. Ah, sorry, the expedition map. What I have to do now is I have to play around that Relic of Progenitus. When I eventually have the Surgical ready to blow up their lands. Got a pretty bad clock on my opponent, but I did disrupt them a little bit. Hopefully that knocked him off Tron lands for a little bit longer. Nope. Fulminator is my best possible draw. Not looking good. I had a slow hand with all the mulligans I had. It was really disappointing that my first mulligan revealed a hand with no lands. Have to get rid of Karn, simply because it's too strong of a threat. It can, if I go attack his face, I'll go jump down to 11 life, and then he can Karn my Creeping Tar Pit the following turn. Hopefully they reveal a hand just of Karn. No? Okay. Alright, Nature's Claim, which doesn't do anything against me. O Stone. And Sanctum. Okay, so they will be O Stoning. Oh, their graveyard. No. Ugin. Okay, 2 Ugin. 2 Ulamog, 1 Wormcoil, 1 Walking Ballista. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threats left in their deck. No Thragtusk. Okay, my opponent will be left with 6 ways of winning. Maybe I can deal with that. Nice thing is that Creeping Tar Pit and Noble Hierarch is a heck of a clock, and I'm not sure my opponent's going to want to use an O-Stone just to kill Noble Hierarchs. Okay, there's a Sanctum. I still have an O-Stone and a Nature's Claim. Okay. I know they have another Oblivion Stone in their hand, so I can get rid of that right now. So their hand is Nature's Claim and Sylvan Scrying. And their deck still just has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways of killing me, and 36 cards left in their deck. And I have my opponent on a 3-turn clock. They get 3 draws. Slows my clock down a little, but slows my opponent's clock down a heck of a lot more. Let's go with the mine. I got lucky there. Ah, sometimes you just have to get lucky. Okay, that'll certainly slow my clock down. I'll keep the card in my hand in case I draw a Tireless Tracker. One Scavenging Ooze I left in my deck is actually decent with all these creatures left in the graveyard. I'm now representing lethal. Now I just pull this off. Alright. Wow. And the deck that I built to compete against big mana and control decks, I just took it down, even though I stumbled. Admittedly, my opponent stumbled as well. I'm not sure why they didn't side in Thragtusk. Or more cards like that. And Nature's Claim certainly wasn't good against me. It was nice to see the Tron opponent having dead cards against me instead of the other way around. My opponent, I think, could have used their expedition map to get a forest. No, that wouldn't have worked. I was thinking maybe they could Nature's Claim their own target just to gain 4 life, but they still needed the... Either way, you saw a little bit more of the deck. It's a pretty sweet deck. It is really good at having a slightly faster mid-range approach. Noble Hierarch, it certainly proved its worth and mettle in that matchup. Put a severe clock on my opponent with even just a Creeping Tar Pit and a Snapcaster Mage. The deck can grind pretty well thanks to Tireless Tracker and all the Lilianas, because Lilianas are just natural 2-for-1s. But that's the deck. 3 and 2 is not what I'm looking for, but it's what Black Green X typically does. 3 and 2, 4 and 1. As long as you stay in those ranges, you're generally happy because you get your money back. But that is Noble Sultai. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comments, or if I made any mistakes, yeah, let me know. I love learning. But I will be back with a different Sultai take in a future league, a Dark Confidant Sultai league. I think once Assassin's Trophy comes out, I'm not sure if Noble Sultai or Sultai Confidant will be better, and it's something I definitely want to start playtesting. So I'll be working on that very shortly. But this deck, Noble Sultai, I think it's the best Thoughtseize deck in the meta right now. It has game against all of the fast graveyard decks, including Grizzlebrand, as we saw. Scavenging Ooze plus Noble Hierarch allows you to start eating people's graveyards very quickly, and Noble Hierarch plus a Liliana lets you attack people's hands and board states very quickly. Liliana the Veil is not a great card against Swarm decks, but Liliana the Veil on turn 2, on the play, can just wreck people's, even aggro's day. I had a Human's Opponent one match, and Noble Hierarch turn 1, Liliana the Veil turn 2, was able to edict their Noble Hierarch, and they had no way of killing Liliana after I dropped a Tarmogoyf to protect her, and her plus and future minuses just ate away my opponent's hand exactly the way Liliana the Veil is intended to do. So this is my deck, my Sultai tribute to her, and I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.